As we've done in the past, we have a Hall of Fame selection, and we've got some fellas that really deserve to be in this group today. And I want to start with Stanley Wilson, and I hope Stanley's here. He's not here? Okay. Anyway, if you guys know Stanley, I'll just read this and you'll understand. Stanley was a hot rodder before we knew what hot rodder, the word hot rodder. He was a founding member of the Gear Grinders Club in San Antonio back in 1951. He first raced a 1946 Ford Flathead, the first in a progression of cars that eventually included Alters and dragsters. A stint in the Navy gave Stanley machining skills and exposure to early California speed shops and equipment manufacturers. Back in San Antonio, Stanley became an entrepreneur, hauling stock front axles and Hemi engines across West Texas and Arizona to sell in California, and returning with speed parts to sell back here in San Antonio. Enterprise paid for his racing. Stanley became a manufacturer of headers and custom exhaust systems, while partnering with fellow inductee Floyd Head in a blown Hemi-powered fuel dragster, which ran 180 miles an hour early in 1958. By the 1960s, the pressure of a family and growing repair operation, as well as the death of a friend in racing, put an end to Stanley's career, but not before he had left an indelible mark on Texas drag racing and hot rodding scenes. Welcome, please, Stanley Wilson, and we need somebody to, I know Jay Leake, friend of Stanley, a lot of friends here. Someone would like to receive this for Stanley? Well, come on. There you go. Bubby can do it. Jay, do it. Talked to Stanley a couple of days ago. He hadn't been feeling real good. I was hoping he'd make it, but guess not.
Thank you, Jack. On behalf of Stanley Wilson, he is one of the premier hot rodders in San Antonio. Everything Jack says about him is true. He loved the sport. We had lots of fun together. He had a lot of fun with all his friends in hot rodding. And I'm just thanking y'all for this award on Stanley's behalf. So thank you very much.
By the way, Stanley, Rodder's Journal, if y'all know that magazine, just did about 6 pages on Stanley Wilson's life in hot rodding. It was a really nice article. Okay. Floyd Head. Floyd Head has been an important part of South Central Texas top fuel scene virtually from the beginning. He was a frequent competitor at the old Martindale Field Airport Strip in the 50s and was one of the first Texas fueler owners to go to California to race. Floyd often sat behind the wheel. He and previous Hall of Fame inductee Stanley Wilson shared driving duties in the first of a succession of chassis research K88 frame cars. Floyd eventually became a chassis research dealer, selling to Eddie Bauman. He's our next inductee, his first dragster, and later providing Eddie, among others, a ride in a top fuel car. In 1965, Floyd switched to other, more modern store-bought chassis, including a T-bar base car that he brought here today. One of the last front-engine top fuel dragsters. Floyd put out a lot of drivers, helped a lot of drivers over the years. Come on over here, Floyd. Come on over here. And many drivers made their first top fuel runs and earned their license in Floyd Head dragsters. What made that especially valuable is the fact that Floyd's nitro burners were always competitive. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Floyd Head. You betcha, man. Now, let me I'm going to turn around here and we're going to get a picture of it. There you go. Shake hands. How's it? Well, we appreciate it. Nobody deserves this more than Floyd. You want to say anything?
No, ain't got much to say.
He said he did it all out. There's nothing else to say.
Drag racing, you hit the fuel and you shut it off with those shoes out.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody's. He said he's a drag racer. You fire it up, you pump in some fuel, and you hit the chute, and everything's still in one piece. You're in good shape. Okay. I know our next inductee is Eddie Bauman. Eddie's not here today. Eddie's been under the weather for a while. He's doing better. I want you guys to think about Eddie today. Eddie got a bit of a head start in hot rodding and drag racing. His family owned a large West Side San Antonio repair garage. That background led to a succession of street and strip hot rods, an early membership in the Gear Grinders Car Club, and in the early 60s, an injected Chevy D-Fuel dragster. Using a rather unique chassis, research chassis he got from previous Hall of Fame Floyd Head. Later, Eddie drove Floyd's top fuel car before creating his own Woody Gilmore chassis top fuel car. Like all of Eddie's machinery, the Woody car was immaculate, from its full body to the smallest nut and bolt. It was quick, and later Eddie ran an alcohol dragster and alcohol funny car before retiring from competition to concentrate on family, his business, and a stunningly beautiful 29 Ford Model A Roadster. Recently and deservedly featured in exclusive Rodders Journal magazine. Unfortunately, illness prevents Eddie from being with us today. But receiving the award for Eddie is Tom Ford. Stand for the picture and look like Eddie.
I know most everybody here knows Eddie Bauman. About a year ago, he was diagnosed with MDS, which is bone marrow cancer. A couple of 3 months ago, he received a stem cell transplant, and it was tough for a while. He's on the road to recovery. He's in the hospital right now. I spoke to him this morning. He gets out Monday and goes to rehab. He wanted to thank everybody for the award, especially all of his friends here at VintageAir, and just pray for him. Thank you.
We got two more awards, Hall of Fame editions today. And this next inductee to the Hall of Fame came out from California. He's lived in Southern California, been in the industry for many, many years, but he came out today to be with us. His name's Doug Cruzy. If drag racing has produced a renaissance man, it's our final inductee to Hall of Fame, Doug Cruzy. Today, Doug is perhaps the best known among the racing community as a master tinsmith. To fully understand the compliment that is, you can look at the bare aluminum body on the Texas Longhorn. Doug did the first body on that car in 1964, and then when we were restoring it, we took it out and redid the body in his shop in Southern California, and to duplicate the original body he did. Some of the parts were there, but basically it had to all be redone. If I were to read a list of the dragster bodies Doug designed and created in aluminum, we'd be here till after sunset, but a short list would include the Ram Chargers, Art Malone, Pete Robinson, Vance Hunt, Connie Kalina, and not to mention many funny cars. Doug was also heavily involved in the formation of the Professional Dragster Association, which ran a series of annual events promoted by Doug, which established that drag races could be profitable while paying much higher prize money. The first PADA event at Lions Drag Strip had over 100 AA Top Fuel dragsters entered for a 64 Top Fuel show, as well as Top Gas and Junior Fuel racers. A dragster-only show, the PDA meet drew the largest one-day crowd that fabled Lions drag strip ever had. Obviously today Doug does race car bodies and car restorations and outside racing. He has a number of patents to his credit, was at the time when the rest of us were cashing in our Social Security checks, went and got graduated from the University of Maryland in 2013. His company has long been involved in advanced technology and its application to testing a broad range of products and the management of a variety of engineering activities for clients from Boeing to B&M and Litton and others. Jack of many trades and master of them all. Our inductee, Doug Cruz. Yeah, you like to say something, Doug?
Yes, indeed.
Jack, I thank you very much for the award. I certainly enjoyed this beautiful weather you have out here and the great show for the Top Fuel Nitro Dragsters. It's a good show out. I'm very happy to see the work being done here in San Antonio to keep the history of the sport alive and all the cars in the parking lot that have nice, cool vintage air to enjoy everybody when they're cruising the streets of San Antonio. I got a little bit of time downtown today and last night. Beautiful town. I had a great time. And I'm just loving seeing all these good hot rods out here and seeing how Jack Chisenhall, VintageAir are helping keeping our sport to grow. Thank you, Jack.
And we have one final inductee today, and until 2 weeks ago he was planning on being here. He had some health issues and wasn't able to come, but he's a Southern California guy too, and name's